Hey guys, welcome back to Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door. Yeah! After the end of Chapter 4, well, we're still in Twilight Town. I thought we would be out of this place.
Just like the Kingdom Hearts 2 prologue, we're still fucking here.
Oh man, what is it with Twilight Town always being that place that sticks around?
I love that line. You can say, "Did he hurt your feelings?" And you can say, "Maybe a little." And he's like, well, it's good to be in touch with your feelings." So yeah. Anyway,
You just always make Mario a jerk in these games.
well, no, Mario's sensitive too. Is also the thing.
So he
about a
can
how
dish
about-
a punch, but he can't take it.
Nope.
All right, since it's been a while since we came back to Paper Mario after Final Fantasy IX, we want to get a recap.
So anyway, we have just beaten Chapter 4. So we have Vivian on our party. We have our identity back and all that junk. After Chapter 4 is what I think is the most important time to do side quests because you get access to, I think, two of the most important Trouble Center missions right after Chapter 4, and I'd say they're damn essential to do immediately. Um, the first one I think I do is the one that I essentially got done on the way through Chapter 4, which is the cookbook. You can find that just while you're traveling through, just while you're traveling through the creepy steeple. So I recommend picking that up on your way so that you can get the cookbook side quest done. But I guess I'm not doing side quests right away because I figure if I'm in the sewers, I might as well shine my shiny thing in front of the giant door because fancy cutscene.
Get the Crystal Star's permission to do side quests.
Oh, Crystal Star. Can I do side quests after this chapter? Maybe some.
No.
No.
Oh, uh, shit.
Try asking again.
That fuck. Oh man, I hated those fucking things.
What, the Magic 8 Ball?
Yeah, the Magic 8 Ball, because they'd always either say try again or they'd say no. So I don't
Or
know.
put me down. I'm calling the cops.
Do they have a comedy one of those? Well, they probably do with one that just
Yeah,
says
most likely. I don't know why.
obnoxious.
It's already like a novelty item to begin with.
Has anybody ever tried to use a Magic 8 Ball in pool? Do you think?
No.
Nah, they're too damn big.
Okay.
I remember one, just to finish up this little discussion, does anyone remember this promotional deal in the mid-90s where you had to find like a golden Magic 8 Ball? I think it was like a play on Willy Wonka's Chocolate Factory.
A golden Magic 8 Ball?
A golden Magic 8 Ball, yeah. I
In-
don't remember the context of the competition or who the hell was even selling golden Magic 8 Balls. But,
Wouldn't that be really easy to find because they're just like on a shelf? It's not like you have to
no, I think they were in cereal boxes.
in cereal boxes.
I've
Or
never
they were like
heard of this.
covered in a box or something. Yeah, I've
Yeah,
never heard of this either.
It's really, it's a blur. It's in my head, but I know it was a thing. A golden Magic 8 Ball. Wow, I bought that, huh?
Huh. Okay.
I'm sure someone in the comments will remember.
Like, I believe you, John. Stop sucking up to me.
Oh, there's a
I'll
lot
be
of
your friend, John.
yeah. Oh, there's a lot of cool Easter eggs in Professor Frankly's house that I don't think I mentioned. Like in the top right corner, whenever we get to the point where the camera's zoomed out again, you can see the four different shapes from Chapter 2. So yeah, I think this is the point. Oh, I think this is the point where Professor Frankly said something like, "You in front of the TV, I'm talking to you as well." So they just the game didn't have a fourth wall to begin with, but this is the point where they just like yank you from it and drag you into the game, kicking and screaming. So yeah, because this is important exposition and shit. So I think this is where they're trying to say that it's probably a demon inside the door. And we have to keep collecting shit anyway because the door will open no matter what, so.
Well, of course the Crystal Stars can't distinguish good from evil. If they could, this would be a pointless quest.
They're like the Dragon Balls. Only
Yeah, it's like, what's the point of keeping the Crystal Stars out of the hands of evil if the Crystal Stars can just say no you if someone evil tries to use them?
We can't risk that.
that would make Dragon Ball an awful lot different. Vegeta wishes for immortality, and the dragon just says no, and then flies away.
It's like, yeah, it's like, wait, my mom.
No.
No, even better. Pilaf actually gets
Try
his wish
asking
for
again.
immortality out, and the dragon drops underwear on his head anyway.
Oh, okay. I think. Oh, yeah. I think I'm upgrading Vivian right away because once you upgrade her once, she gets access to Fiery Jinx, which is one of the best attacks in the game. I've probably gone over this in an earlier part, but just for a refresher, Fiery Jinx is relatively low in flower point cost. I think it's like 4 or 5, which at this point in the game is not a lot. It attacks every enemy on the screen. It deals the burn status to them, and it pierces defense. So, easily one of the best moves in the entire game.
Everything but the fucking kitchen sink.
Yeah, the only thing about it is that if enemies are immune to fire damage, it won't do anything. And obnoxiously enough, Chapter 5 has a lot of buzzy beetles who are immune to fire damage. But after that, it's basically just one of the best moves in the game. So. Yeah, I like
Yep.
it better than I forget. I think her fourth move like confuses the enemy or something. Oh, I haven't been to the Trouble Center yet, so they have.
Yeah, I was like, this is your first time.
Yeah. So, yeah, you do side quests. There's a fuck ton of them, but I'm only doing 2. I'm only doing 2 in this playthrough just because these are what I consider to be the most essential Trouble Center challenges. Like, you're making the game an awful lot harder for yourself if you skip these. The first one, like I mentioned before, is Zesty's Trouble, which will allow you to. Your reward is allowing to cook 2 things at once in Zesty's kitchen. Which, if
You like one mushroom stir fry? How about 2 mushroom stir fries? Woo!
well, if you don't do this trouble, you also don't get access to Jelly Ultras. So yeah, it's damn important. Oh, also, starting with this point in the game, you can buy Super Luigi.
What?
It's pretty much a way of rereading his chronicles in the Waffle Kingdom.
Yeah, so whenever we talk to Luigi, he tells us one of his tales of the Waffle Kingdom, which are already embellished. The book version of the tales are an embellishment of his embellishments. They're actually really funny to read, but I don't think you can get most of them until after the game is over. So.
Like the cover is like your typical romance novel with like the super decked out guy with just Luigi's face pasted on the front of one of the guys.
And then
But but most of the time these romance novels is some sort of hot guy holding a beautiful
Yeah,
woman.
I was about to say, is it Fabio?
Is it Flavio, or it could be a cherry bomb? Or Red Bull if we want to get really obscure.
And then finally, Luigi got the recognition he needed to score a job as defense against the dark arts teacher at Hogwarts. He was the worst teacher they ever knew, and at the end of the year, they found out he'd been stealing other people's backstories and erasing their memories. And
I think
wait,
you may have your wires crossed.
yeah, I think I may.
My
just
correct-
have done
I think
that.
you just wiped your memory.
My curriculum is like my penis,
Who
incredibly
am I?
short and frustrating for females.
But you didn't hear that from me.
Oh man. So yeah, now we can cook 2 things at once. Mr. Staggers, that's a. Or... Yeah, so I have too much shit, so she just leaves it on the table there. At the very least, they do that for you, and it's not just like gone or whatever. So yeah, now we can get
Well-
Jelly Ultras, making the end game about 2 times easier. Yeah.
Will it stay there if you leave the house?
I think so. I'm not sure if you like leave the area because the house is still. It doesn't like enter a loading screen whenever you leave the house. It just does like a
okay.
transition. But I'm not sure if it'll stay there if you like leave the area and then come back. I do know, however, that you can go to the shop and drop something off without having to enter a loading screen. So there's definitely a way that you won't be able to lose it. And also, it's just a honey shroom, which is honestly, it's 5 FP and 5 HP, which is pretty pathetic since we're past the halfway point of the game. But
At this point in the game, yeah.
yeah, but still, it's still, you don't not want to have it. So yeah.
Now what about Jelly Ultras?
50 HP, 50 FP. So about
Damn
10
right.
So
times
basically full heals.
full heals until like post game, I'd say. Most of the time, I have about 50 HP and 45 FP by the end of the game. So, oh yeah, I don't know why I'm doing this now. Now that we have Vivian, we can get the Spike Shield badge, which is another one of my favorites. So I always just try to.
They weren't even there.
Yeah. So yeah, the Spike Shield badge, you get it a lot later in Thousand Year Door than you do in than you do in the original Paper Mario for some reason. But
Mario, are you enjoying this?
I'm just surprised that he manages to go owie 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 and lands exactly on the one part of the room that's not deadly to him. You know, that's
So
pretty
exactly what are you doing to hide from the spikes?
Vivian will take us into the shadows, I guess. So there's not really any.
Ow.
Yeah. There's not really any huge explanation for it, but
Okay.
yeah. But basically, it's just she hides you in the shadows. It's essentially our replacement for Bo from the original Paper Mario, who. Oh, now you take us to the other
Yes,
end.
it's like,
Speedrun strats denied. But
yeah.
in the original Paper Mario, Bo just made you invisible like a ghost. So here she just takes you into the shadows, which is not really explained, but it's just there so that you can
Kind of a bitch. You gotta hold your breath each time.
yeah.
I will banish you to the Shadow Realm, which
Realm.
is actually convenient in this
Yeah.
instance.
Also, awkward jump cut because now because I was forgetting where this specific Shine Sprite was in Western Rogueport was, but you have to break into this guy's house and go through a tube in order to get it. So, yeah. Woo.
Well, the nerve of this asshole breaking into my house. Santa does it. Yeah, it's got a good point.
Santa
think-
also
I wear red. I have a mustache.
Santa
I
also
think more-
didn't come through your dresser drawer though.
More
He still breaks
pressing.
into your house.
More pressing. There's a hole leading from outside, out back, into the guy's dresser drawer.
So
Might want to do something about that.
No, it's
dude.
a secret exit.
that's where the extra socks go. The dryer's been getting a bad rap the entire time.
It was the dresser's fault all along. It was eating the
Confess.
socks and pooping them out the back of the house.
You know what? This kind of village would look like the kind of people that would interrogate a dresser.
Where were you on the 15th? Not talking, man. So we have ways of making. They just pull out a saw and it's just, and then the thing starts. Oh yeah. Oh, here we get like one of the few mentions of Mario Kart outside of the Mario Kart franchise. Because Luigi's adventure in the Waffle Kingdom, he took part in a Mario Kart race in order to get the piece of the compass, and he ended up winning by I think like causing a giant wreck that made everyone but him crash, and so he.
So it's like that one instance in that speed skating in the Olympics that one year.
Wait, that actually happened? Like somebody tripped everybody else and they all.
Yeah, and the last place person came in first.
I'm also reminded of the end of Ricky Bobby, as well. Although if he had gotten out of the car, then he wouldn't have been qualified. But whatever. So yeah, something. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How did you get your license, dude?
The same place Mario got his.
You know, I think this might actually be the one time Luigi is being entirely honest.
Yeah, basically. I forget actually how they embellished this part in the Super Luigi books. I haven't read them all in forever. So I don't like. I remember the one I remember the best is the first one because they say something to the effect of Luigi's other brother was on a adventure of no doubt
Inconsequential and important.
Yeah, so they basically say your adventure's shit, man. So yeah, yeah. This guy, he's really pissed that Luigi crashed his rig. So now he's hanging around Luigi until he pays back his debts. So.
Oh, hello,
I'm
Misty.
I'm not letting this dip out of my sight until he repays for the card. That is just one word away from dipshit. That's as close as you're ever gonna get to Nintendo saying dipshit.
Did Ash ever get Misty a new bike?
Nope.
Oh man.
I think she just straight up bought a new one eventually.
Man, that asshole.
It's like, God, this guy takes forever.
Yeah, she just sort of inexplicably leaves at the end of the Indigo Plateau season because we need a new sidekick.
We need to shoehorn May into the party.
Man. I liked Misty a lot more than May, to be perfectly honest. Although, I'm sure I'm not the only person who thinks that. But anyway, the mysterious Trouble Center person was Miss Mouse, gasp. If you don't know that this side quest is here, like I did the first time I played the game, Miss Mouse just kind of disappears from the plot after Chapter 4, and you're kind of wondering where she is because she makes such a big impression in the first 3 chapters. But this is the only time you'll see her after this point, and it's completely optional. So if you're wondering where she was, check your Trouble Center.
Check on top of the roof.